The Micro Shift, a guide to rapid skill acquisition and micro-transformation. Introduction. The myth of the grand leap. We are often told that change must be monumental to be meaningful. We are conditioned to believe that if we want to master a new craft, pivot a career, or transform our lives, we need a grand leap, a massive, sweeping gesture of willpower. But the grand leap is a trap. It's where most resolutions go to die. Welcome to The Micro Shift. This guide is not about the 10-mile marathon. It's about the first 100 steps. We are going to explore the science of micro-transformation and provide a skill-based guide that turns overwhelming into obvious. By the end of this audio, you will have the blueprint to dismantle any complex skill and rebuild yourself, one micro habit at a time. Section 1. The anatomy of micro-transformation. What is a micro-transformation? It is the process of achieving a significant long-term result through the accumulation of tiny, almost invisible successes. In mathematics, if you improve by just 1% every day for a year, you end up 37 times better than when you started. Conversely, if you get 1% worse every day, you decline nearly to zero. This is the power of compounding. Micro-transformation works because it bypasses the amygdala hijack. When we set a goal that is too large, like starting a multi-million-dollar business or becoming a master woodworker, our brain perceives the gap between where we are and where we want to be as a threat. This triggers stress and procrastination. Micro-transformations, however, are below the radar of fear. They are so small, they are impossible to fail. The rule of the minimum viable action. To start a micro-transformation, you must identify your minimum viable action. If your goal is to write a book, your MVA isn't writing a chapter, it's writing one sentence. If your goal is to understand market transparency, your MVA is reading one price index report. You aren't lowering your standards, you are lowering the barrier to entry. Once the engine is started, momentum takes over. Section 2. Deconstructing the skill-based guide. To transform, you must learn. But most people learn inefficiently. They browse instead of build. To master any skill in record time, we use a 3-step deconstruction method. Step 1. The inventory of parts. Every high-level skill is actually a bundle of smaller sub-skills. If you want to master e-commerce strategy, you shouldn't study e-commerce as a whole. You must break it down into 1. Sourcing and inventory management. 2. Digital marketing and traffic. 3. Conversion rate optimization. 4. Logistics and fulfillment. Pick the one sub-skill that provides the most leverage. In the Pareto principle, 20% of the sub-skills usually account for 80% of the results. Find that 20%. Step 2. The copywork phase. Before you can innovate, you must replicate. In the world of skill acquisition, this is called shadowing. Find a master of the craft, a successful entrepreneur, a storyteller, or a designer. Look at their work and try to recreate it exactly. This isn't for a finished product, it's for muscle memory. By recreating the work of experts, you begin to understand the invisible decisions they made. Step 3. Feedback loops. Skill growth happens in the correction zone. You need a way to tell if you are doing it right. This could be a mentor, a data dashboard, or even a self-recorded video. If you can shorten the time between action and feedback, you will learn at 10 times the speed of your competitors. Section 3. The architecture of the personal brand. In the modern age, your skill is only as valuable as your ability to communicate it. This is where micro-transformation meets personal branding. You do not need a studio or a film crew to build a brand. You need a narrative. Your brand is the intersection of your unique story, the struggles you've faced, and the value you provide. Authenticity as a technical tool. When creating content or leading a team, don't aim for perfection, aim for resonance. People don't follow perfect leaders, they follow resilient ones. If you are building a social welfare project or a business, share the messy middle. Share the moment the plan failed and how the micro adjustment saved it. That is where trust is built. Section 4. Applying it to social and economic systems. Micro-transformation isn't just for individuals, it's for communities. Think about the problem of unemployment or economic self-sufficiency. If you try to fix the economy, you will fail. But if you provide one family with a single tool for self-sufficiency, be it a rickshaw, a sewing machine, or a digital skill, you have transformed an entire ecosystem for that family. This is micro-philanthropy. It's the belief that 100 small, successful interventions are more powerful than one giant, bureaucratic project. It is the same logic as the micro-habit. Small wins, repeated consistently, lead to systemic change. Section 5. Overcoming the middle plateau. About 2 weeks into any transformation, you will hit the dip. The novelty has worn off and the results haven't fully manifested yet. This is where most people quit. To survive the dip, you must stop looking at the mountain peak and start looking at your feet. 1. Focus on the process, not the prize. Don't ask, "Did I make $1 million today?" Ask, "Did I complete my one-sentence MVA?" 2. Environment design. If you find it hard to stay disciplined, change your surroundings. Your environment should make the good habit the path of least resistance. 3. The 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. If a new habit feels too hard, do it for only 2 minutes. The goal is to show up, not to be perfect. Conclusion. Your 24-hour challenge. As we conclude this guide, I want to leave you with a challenge. Do not wait for Monday. Do not wait for the next big idea. Identify one skill you want to master or one area of your life that needs a shift. Deconstruct it right now. Find the smallest possible action. Something so small it feels almost silly to do. Then, do it. Transformation isn't a lightning bolt. It's a slow, steady burn. It's the sound of 1,000 tiny gears finally clicking into place. You have the tools. You have the guide. Now, make the shift.